Girl, I saw you from the door, caught you walking slow. Before I let you go, had to let you know you fine as hell. You're my speed, tell her from what I need, tell her from what I see.
What's up, family? Back with another episode of Who's Hot Music Exclusive. We got a dope artist, yo. My guy Larrenwong, man. What's the deal, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. So my boy, thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah. Look, I met my guy on the set of All American. You know what I'm saying? You guys can catch that on the CW. He was doing some stunt work, but that's not even his main thing. We'll get there. You know what I'm saying? We'll get there. But it wasn't until I started going through his Instagram page and actually checking out some of his music and I said, man, my guy's actually really fire. And he recently just dropped a new project called the Green Room EP. Dope project, man. You guys seven tracks on there. Go ahead and talk about that. How did you come up with the concept to put the green room out?
Man, so Greenroom, that whole project and just idea came about because around that time I had been on tour. Around the time I had been making the music for the project, I was on tour with Danny Lay, right, a year or two ago. So music is we got it in stock. So it's coming. Stuff you hear is pretty much from the past at
Yeah,
this point. We make stuff every day though. But man, I just was making music in between being on tour in so many green rooms. I feel like the music was reflecting just my thoughts at that point, like from the green room, before stage, first tour, you know. So yeah, that was a lot of the subject matter in the actual project. If you listen to it, is like being on the road, you know, city to city, yeah, type topics. So that was pretty
yeah,
much the inspiration behind it.
absolutely, man. You got some dope tracks on there, man. One of my favorite tracks on there that I heard was the song "Business." And you also had the song "Spend the Night," which was dope. You know, uh,
Where
obviously you got that. You're appealing to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope sound. It's a nice chill vibe. How would you describe your music and why did you decide to make this like your persona?
man, I wouldn't even say it's my persona. This is just as cliche as it sounds, with the music, that's just the type of music that I make. That's the type of music, or I started as a producer first and foremost
Yeah,
before singing. Singing is probably the newest skill that I've added to my musical tool belt at this point. But man, it's just that's what felt right at the time. Honestly, I have a gang of styles and other lanes of music that I make, but just for myself and how I wanted to come into the game, it just felt right.
absolutely. Talk about the producing side. How did you get into producing?
Man, so I come from I never thought of, for some reason, I never thought about it like that, but I come from a musical family.
Okay,
Even though it's not traditional music, like my dad doesn't really play any instruments, but he's a DJ and he makes beats.
right.
My grandpa actually is the one who played the instruments. He's the reason why you might see me playing the bassoon on live, just because he left it to me when he passed. So I do come from a musical family.
Yeah, no, that's dope. That's dope. And obviously it passed down in the right way. And you're doing your thing, man. How long have you been in the music industry?
I wouldn't even consider myself in the music industry right now. Like I'm industry adjacent,
Hmm.
Um, but I would say I first started seriously releasing music in 2019. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably end of 2019 is when I started to make, moving and shaking a little bit more.
You also had a football career as well. D1 football athlete. Talk about the transition from moving from football to making music. Was that difficult for you?
It was very difficult. It was very difficult, but the difficulty didn't really last long. Um, as you know, after football is done, I don't even like, everybody says after football's taken away from you.
Right.
I hate when people say that, but it's just it has an expiration date. Everybody's time comes. So when it's over, I feel like a lot of us don't really like plan ahead, A lot of
Yeah.
us don't really plan ahead and figure out ourselves.
Right.
So it definitely was a rough period after I stopped playing football. But luckily, I had people in my city. I come from a something in the water in Union City. I don't know, but there's just a lot of creative people. So there was a studio, and there was a local studio where I was just going, meeting people, working. So that kind of filled the void of the camaraderie that you would see in the locker room. And
Yep.
I don't know, it just definitely the music filled the void for sure.
Yeah, that transition, from doing something every day of your life and training hard at it and really wanting to go get it to now you got to figure out what's next.
Right,
That's very difficult, and I've seen a lot of guys, struggle with that,
right.
and branding themselves outside of the game. But you're doing it in a number of ways. Like we said earlier, you're also playing on the series All American, doing some stunts. How did that come about?
Man, that came about very serendipitously. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
Um, I was DM'd by a friend. I'm gonna say her name, China.
Okay,
China up.
China.
I met China through my boy Anthony Parker as my pursuit instructor.
Yep.
Different story, but shout out them. But China DM'd me. Um, the Game Changing Films Instagram post
Yep.
looking for former football players such and such. I fit the mold, so I
Yep.
sent my information. It was a shoe, and I was there. Yeah, ended up pretty much playing doing stunts the whole season 6.
Sheesh. So how was that experience, playing on what's looked at as one of the number one shows in the world?
It's amazing. Honestly, it's incredible. I still feel like I don't really understand the extent to which people watch that because I don't know. I can show you around the apartment, bro.
Right.
There's really no TV in here. There's not
Right.
much. So I'm just thankful. I didn't know how big it was till I told my mom. And that's usually the gauge of how like
Right.
something is big. If you tell
Yeah.
your mom or like older people and they know about
Yeah.
it, it's probably mainstream at that point. So that's when I knew like, oh, for sure. I'm telling my cousin, my auntie, like, oh, you want? I watched that show. Oh, for sure. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just honored that I could be a part of it. Contribute my whatever I had to it. I'm
Oh yeah,
appreciative.
no, that's huge. Just being able to have that on your resume, and then obviously, even though the older generation recognizes that, so it's got some weight to it. Do you see yourself doing any other acting outside of this?
Absolutely, absolutely. But like we were talking about earlier off camera, um, acting is something that I had a chance to be around at a high level, and I got to see that it's really nothing to play with. So before I even take acting seriously, I need to at least take a couple classes, study it, do my own research before I just jump into it. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's coming next with this Green Room EP? What can we look forward to?
Man, so after the Green Room Deluxe that just dropped, April 26th, past Friday. The support reception has been crazy. I appreciate all the support. We building a mailing list, getting the community, the Larrenwong community fan base stronger and stronger day by day. Um, but moving forward, you could just expect more great content, more consistent drops. I'm gonna say it. I'm dropping very soon. Yeah, don't think this is just gonna be nah, I'm dropping very soon. So just expect the all gas, no breaks, more content, more music, more offerings.
What about performances? Any upcoming performances?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, speaking of performances, I have a performance this Saturday in the historic Filipino town to kick off Asian American Pacific Islander History Month. So yeah, kick that off with me, man. This Saturday, I go on at 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, that's major. That's major. Congratulations on that, man. You
Appreciate
know what I'm
you. Thank you.
saying? As an indie artist, there's so many things that you have to do on your own, that you would have to do as signed to a label. But it shapes us, it molds us, and it makes us better, and it helps us appreciate the journey.
Absolutely.
What are some of the things that you've had to overcome as an indie creator?
I've had to overcome the same thing. I feel like it's the same struggle. That's why there's so much respect amongst us. It's like, what it's like to start from the ground up,
Yeah.
You know what it's like to have to do more with less. Um, you know what it's like to have to like brand yourself and really be a part of every aspect of it, you know? Yeah.
What's been your
Um,
favorite part of the journey?
I was just talking to my boy about this on the phone. My favorite part of the journey is when people come up to me and say they connected to my music. That shit never gets old. I don't understand how people like, I don't ever want to see myself at a point where I'm like, oh, for sure, whatever, you know?
Right, right.
Like people coming up and showing gratitude and just like, thank you for creating this. Like I really, whatever, you know, whatever they did with it, however it resonated with them, that's like the greatest feeling. And it to this day, it hasn't gotten old for me.
Absolutely. That's definitely huge when you're getting some positive feedback on your creative work because as artists it's like, we sensitive about our shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
For sure.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
I mean, that's really what we in it for, though.
Right, right,
I'm in it to connect with people, like to, you know, express, to like, you know what I mean,
right.
inspire. Like that's what it's all about for me. So when that happens, that's like, okay, good job. You know, I did that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Got to pat yourself on the back because, nobody else going to do it sometime. You know what I mean? So being your own
for sure.
biggest fan, is very important, and obviously you have a football background. So that I'm sure that has aided in your confidence and, how you approach things, and how to get things done. It's a mindset, you know, what do you see yourself in about 5 years?
Oh man, I've been thinking about this. In 5 years, I see myself doing this, but just scaled up. You know,
Yeah.
still rocking with the core fan base. It might be it might be some new additions at that point, you know, 5 years down the road, but literally just the same thing, you know,
Yeah.
just trying to provide as much value I can to the people who support me, you know, and having it being a mutually beneficial thing. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years, man, it seems like it's so far away, but it's actually like really
Right
around the
there.
corner. You know what I'm saying? It's like right there.
And here's how you know that, because 5 years ago was 2019.
Shoot, 3 years ago we was in the house. Pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'm saying when you
Crazy.
say 5 years ago is 2019, in my
Right.
mind, I feel like that was like not too long ago. 2019, like I was just like, yeah, nah, that was like a long time ago.
But 5 years ago was 2019. That was when you really started to take music seriously. So, if you almost look at your progression, it's like, yo, you're 5 years into your journey, and you have really came a long way from where you started,
Sure.
you
Absolutely.
know, and
I,
that just
I'm
should give.
thankful. I'm thankful.
Absolutely. It should give you confidence as to what the next 5 years could even look like compared to now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Major things.
The only thing that we can do is just leave it up to God and just do the work that we can, you know.
Absolutely.
That's it, just put it in his hands.
What are some ways that help you tap into like some of your creative ideas? Like where do you get the ideas for your songs?
Life, life. Like I heard some game the other day, and it's funny because it's like my friends are always making fun of me, like, duh, you saying some obvious, you know, that's like you're stating obvious, but I feel
Right,
like I
right,
always get the most profound insights when I really think about the obvious. When I really think about like stuff that we just take for granted, like, I don't know, like, yeah, he's breathing air. I've
right,
always been like, no, what's really happening though? You know what I mean?
right,
With music, I feel like people work so hard, myself included, to like trying how to like learn how to make good sounding music and like, you know, music that you like.
yeah,
I feel like when you to take the next step and to have it just appeal to a larger audience or just make your catalog more well-rounded, it's like music is supposed to be stuff that we're I'm thinking about it. People think about music like on the computer, but it's like we're supposed to think about the end product,
right,
reverse engineer it to where like, oh, people want to hear music when they're sad. People want to hear music when they're waking up. People want to hear music in some new clothes. People want to hear music with a, you know what I mean? People, this
right.
is for people to live their life to. So like
All day.
it's literally just trying to have a good assortment of like life shit that's true. You know what I mean? I'm
Right,
not always happy. I'm not always smooth and player. I'm not always, you know what I mean, whatever, turned up.
right,
I'm not always tired. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, but just having the topics that go with that and the sounds that go with that. And you think about
Absolutely.
it. I was listening to Tupac the other day, the best of Tupac, and it's like he is somebody who has a song for every vibe.
Right.
Every thought that somebody's had, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like I'm finna watch when I picture me rolling. You
Right.
feel me? Or
Yeah.
like me against the world. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just people who can write music to like life, And I feel like it takes being a well-rounded person to be a well-rounded artist. So, because how could you even talk about, things that you don't live?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think what's there's a mainstream wise, you're not really getting the authenticity that you used to have in the music. On a broader scale, we have to go to the indie artists to get the real stories. How do you feel that you separate yourself from other artists?
Man, I feel like as I'm learning more and more just about like what even separates artists, it's my story. It's just, every artist is individual and unique in their own right, but I feel like one of my distinguishing factors is just my backstory. That
Yeah,
contributes to the sound. When you learn a backstory, that's when the sound makes sense. That's when like the look makes sense. That's when everything makes sense. The Also, and when you learn a backstory, that's when like exactly the sound makes sense. Like all these instruments that you hear, you know what I mean? Oh, he plays the guitar. Like that's also been a defining characteristic. You know what I mean?
right,
Like just I don't know. I'm learning that, in football, styles make fights,
right.
That's the only reason Appalachian State could beat Alabama. Understand what I'm saying?
That's
So it's
facts.
just think about that concept in like the arts to where being so, like really rocking in your style, and just that's what I'm saying, running your race and playing your own game, you can't go wrong with that. That's always
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah, now running your own race, right? Especially in the entertainment game is key because you can look to your right and your left, and you see all these people doing certain things, and it's like, yo, I should be doing that, I should be doing that, I should be doing, but you shouldn't. You should be doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You
it's,
exactly
co-
where you're
it's
supposed to be.
concepts that we've been I'm assuming you ran track, you've been around
Yep.
track. Now
Yep.
imagine you doing a 100-meter dash and you know this guy's competition and
Right.
you're running and you look
Right.
to your
Right.
right
Right.
every time,
Right.
you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? Just
Absolutely.
slow yourself down. So it's the same concept where it's
Yep.
like even in football,
Yep.
I'm not out here, I'm trying to be better than myself every day.
For sure.
You hear that a lot in
For sure.
football, it's the same concept in
Yep.
music. Like just literally for some reason in music, it's okay to like look around and you know what I mean?
Right. 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 Right.
Nah, you gotta
Yep.
have blinders, bro. You have to
Yeah.
have blinders.
What's one thing that you know now that you wish you would have known starting out as an artist that can help somebody else?
Literally, I spoiled the point. I spoiled the point. It's run your own race,
Yeah.
you know? There might be situations in life that you encounter where it might seem like you want to be involved with it, but not under certain circumstances, or, you don't really fully agree with how it's going on or how you would even, what you being a part of it looks like.
Right.
At that point, you gotta run your own race.
Yeah.
Yeah, build your own table. Like it's not where, especially with technology now,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear it time and time again. Direct to consumer,
Right.
direct to consumer. There's so many channels and platforms to where like there really is no need for a middleman. The
Yeah.
need now is for knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's AI, it's a bunch of resources. It's like just having the confidence to know that like I might not know it right now,
Right.
but I can learn how to do it. and then I can
Yeah.
learn how to do it, get some people on board, and then we can learn how to do it at a small level. And then I know if I learn how to do that, then I can learn how to scale it. And now we clicking, you know?
Yep.
So it's just having a little self-confidence and like that belief in yourself that you can learn and apply. You feel me?
Absolutely. If I was an upcoming artist and I was just trying to get started, where can I go to get the necessary information?
YouTube,
Hmm.
YouTube, um, and just like I was saying, music and sports are very synonymous because they're crafts. They're
Yeah.
something that people do every day, and just like any craft, whether that be laying bricks
Yeah.
or whatever, cooking, playing football, painting, whatever. If you do something every day and this is your craft, you're gonna learn the same things. Everybody's doing the same thing every day. They're
Right.
gonna learn the real, like the foundational knowledge, like the principles. They're
Yeah.
gonna learn the same principles. So that's it's just be in move with intent and pay attention and do
Yeah.
your that's it's cliche, do your best. You
I mean,
literally
that's,
just
that's facts though. That's facts. Like you said, intent, being intentional about what you want and how you go about your business. And
yeah, nothing is random or sporadic. You
right,
know what I mean? Like be intentional. Like anything that you do, have it be attached to like a larger plan and
right,
take the time to, you feel me? Take the time to build the plan. Shit, you could have ask ChatGPT.
right,
You know that all the time. I hate to give up the sauce, but like
right,
I have ChatGPT come up with stuff that you would never believe that it could come
right,
up with.
right.
Yeah, like let's get
Yeah,
resourceful. All there for it.
yeah. Hey, yeah, nah, GPT is really if you know
ChatGPT, that's my
yo,
fault. My fault. I'm
no,
cutting
no,
you
you
off.
good. It's
I've
like
just been
a
on this lately. I'm like, yeah, this is the content tip. Like that's what
yo, it's
mine's
like
been at
a
lately.
it's like another employee for your business. It's an employee for
Like,
you. You know what I'm saying? If you use it that way, I think a
right,
lot of people are kind of some people are these days, especially the older generation, they're a little bit scared of the AI and how it's going to affect our society. But I mean, realistically, if you was already fired, this is only going to enhance you. You know what I'm
but
saying?
think about this though. Yeah, they could say that, but what about
Right,
the people who about the people who thought the internet wasn't going to do anything, or the
right,
internet was
right, right, right.
history consistently shows us that the people who don't learn and adapt and move fast and act quickly on emerging technology, which
Yep.
shapes the world, they get left behind and be mad as fuck.
Right, right. Yeah,
That's how
because
time.
you see, like, I mean, it's pretty clear AI is here to stay. I mean, that's what's going to be part of our normal society. So, we have to, you know, really learn to integrate our creative talents with the AI and use it to get more productivity, and be able to, delegate some tasks with it, or be able to think in different ways that we necessarily couldn't have thought of in that moment. You know,
Right.
um, it's huge. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand. It's definitely part of my day. You know what I'm saying? As a creator, using it for outlines, emails, that type of deal.
For
It,
sure.
it definitely enhances the creative product there. If you could work with any artist, like, who would it be? Do you have any people that's on your mind, who you want to do some collaborations with?
For sure. For sure. I there's people in my like there's people that I be with every day that I haven't made music with, which is kind of crazy to me, but I need to make music with my brother Laycon. I need to
Yep.
make music with my brother Will. I need to
Okay.
make music off the two of those are just people I was talking to recently, but off the top of my head, I would love to, in the industry though, people who are, not that I don't know. Um,
Should we could be anybody?
man, I want to work with her. I want to work with her official.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's that's what I want to work with for sure. And Beyonce,
Yep.
of
Yeah,
course.
no, she's hers is definitely a dope artist. I can see the matching synergies, with
Yeah,
that too.
yeah, yeah. Her, Gabby, holla at me, man. Holla at me.
Absolutely. Now y'all heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that duo and collab right there. You feel me?
All right.
Sure.
It's
Kind of like that Drake Rihanna. You know what I mean?
exactly
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, shoot. Go ahead and talk about how LA has inspired you in your music. Like LA has a rich culture of hip hop. Are there any people, that you grew up listening to that's kind of tailored to your music now?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Being in the Bay, we listen to a lot of Bay Area music, but
Right.
and we're very Bay Area biased, with the sound. So anytime an LA artist did manage to like, I don't know, I took a liking to it. It was a big deal for me. So like
Yeah.
some LA artists that I grew up listening to, Overdose, super like historic group. I love Overdose. Shit, that's my number one from LA during my childhood and upbringing.
Yep.
Dom Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dom
Yeah.
Kennedy. Like he was like the coolest to me. He was my favorite rapper for sure. Which is
Yeah.
crazy. Which is crazy now while I'm working with Mike and Keys. Mike and
Yeah.
Keys made like a lot of his shit. A lot of his great shit. So it's just a full circle moment every time I'm in the studio with them. Like y'all don't even know how juiced I am, right? I'm trying to be cool, like work on the record, but y'all don't even
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, yeah. This is crazy to me still.
Now, what about the Bay? I don't, off the top of my head, I don't really know an artist that has your sound from the Bay. So,
Okay. I could think of one.
yep.
I could think of one. But he's not recent. He's from back in
Okay.
the day. Raphael Sadiq.
Okay. Yep. I can see that. Yep.
Raphael Sadiq, a lot of people don't know, but he's responsible for like a lot of D'Angelo. You feel me? So like
Yeah.
it all ties back. That's some Oakland shit. You think
Yeah.
about it. Um
Yeah.
in
Now
the
he's a
Bay,
dope artist. That's one of my favorite artists too. Yeah.
her official. She's from the
Right.
Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say she's like, I'm not trying to put my music say, but I feel like if we play the guitar, like, R&B vibe, I can't really think of anybody else who's on that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that would I could definitely see that. Definitely if you guys were to play like instruments together, man, that would be
Oh,
dope.
yeah, man, going back, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Absolutely. Her Super Bowl performance where she was playing the guitar was pretty dope
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
fire. That was
How long
fire,
have you been playing the guitar?
man. So I've been playing the guitar since the sixth grade. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you all a little funny story about that. I've always been like come from a musical family. I was playing the trumpet in the sixth grade.
Yep.
You remember that period before class, before the first bell rang, where everybody was just kind of chilling near the planters or just outside.
Yeah.
I remember one day my homie Nate Puno, this was one of my peers, he was like older homie, but he brought his guitar to school and was playing and singing in that little before the first bell period.
Yeah.
Bruh, bruh. I'm talking about the reaction that I saw. I don't know, I'm a music fan, so I'm like, besides just being cool as fuck, I'm seeing like all the girls that I like are like, you know what I mean, just swooning.
Yeah.
It was just a scene. So instantly after school, like, yeah, Dad, I need a I need a guitar. Gotta get a guitar.
Yeah.
And that's how it started
Yeah. The guitar got the girls, man.
for sure.
For sure. Yeah. No, that had to be a dope experience, growing up and not only being an athlete, but playing the guitar as well. Did you really see like some improvements over the next few years in high school with your skills?
Oh yeah. So in middle school, it was just the guitar. High school is when I got introduced to like making beats on the computer.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's when it took off. That's when I was like, whoa, yeah, it's something that I could really on my spare time, like after the games in high school,
Yeah.
you know, I want to be high school Harry. I want to bring up the accolades. We did our
Right,
shit though.
right, 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 right.
We doing our shit every week
Yeah.
consistently, and it was a good vibe after the game. So
Yeah.
we doing our shit, and that would just give me motivation. And they used to be freestyling after the game, so that give me motivation throughout the week to make new beats every week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I got invested in making beats and just the digital aspect of things.
Yeah. Nah, being able to win the game and freestyle over your own beats is pretty
Ah,
dope.
yeah, we were lit, super
I'm
lit.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Um, who is somebody that's outside of music and entertainment that's been an inspiration for you?
Man, outside of music and entertainment,
Yep.
There's too many. There's too many, but there's too many. It's my family, my parents. Honestly, my parents, as much as everybody hates to admit it, like that's my biggest influence, biggest
Yeah.
inspiration, biggest. It's funny you don't realize how big of an impact they have when you till you get older and start to assess yourself.
Right. Right.
Then you see the patterns like, okay. But yeah, they've been my biggest inspiration for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, that's big that you have your parents, to be there, support you and whatnot. And to still see them as inspiration on your journey is definitely dope, man. Kudos to that. Go ahead and tell people where they can.
My mom's birthday today too. So happy birthday, mom. I love you. May first.
Happy birthday, moms. You already
Yes, sir.
know, what I'm saying, from my whole family at 24/7, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and tell people where we can follow you, where we can listen to your music, and what's coming next.
Oh yeah. So everybody, y'all can follow me. The handle is the same across all platforms. Larrenwong. Larrenwong. Um, Larrenwong.com. Do I gotta go there? No, I'm just playing. Larrenwong.com.
Yeah.
That's the handle across all streaming platforms. But Larrenwong.com is when you really need to go to. Go to Larrenwong.com. And if y'all want to stay tapped into all the exclusive offerings, promotions, we giving away free merch, unreleased music on the regular, go to Larrenwong.com, put your email address in there, join the Larrenwong community.
Hey, y'all heard it. Larrenwong.com. Y'all go ahead and tap into my boy music, tap in on CW to watch him on All American, and stay tuned. You already know he's coming with some heat, real soon. Hey, appreciate you having on the show, man.
No, of course, but I appreciate you. Thank you for having me, my boy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Hey, that's another dope episode of Who's Hot Music Exclusive, and we're out.
She ain't worth that much for getting that money, babe. She staying on business. She ain't worth that much for living that life.